Hi friends, my name is Brielle Hudson and I'm recording my video on the culture that I belong to from my minority perspectives in social work class. So clearly there's a lot of different cultures that I personally identify with, the most salient of which would probably be the African American culture. It's probably one that I'm most proud of as well. But for this assignment, I actually decided to choose a different aspect of my identity because through the readings, my definition of culture has expanded substantially. So, the culture that I'm actually going to be talking about is the collegiate culture. Um, so, I wouldn't have originally thought that there was a huge amount of culture in the college community before I came to college. But now that I am here, I definitely would say that there is a culture amongst the college community. There is definitely a shared belief and value of education and progression, like intellectually and socially. There's just a very big emphasis on innovation. Um, so I became a part of this culture through hard work, achievement, a lot of dedication. And that also is significant for me. This isn't an acquired culture. This isn't something that someone told me I was a part of. This is something that I actively chose and I'm continuing to choose. And so that's very significant for me. As especially as a minority, as a racial minority in a college setting, a lot of times people kind of insinuate that I'm here because of affirmative action. So it's really affirming to myself to be able to be like, I mean, I'm here because I am intelligent as well. You know, affirmative action. Even if am here because of affirmative action, that's not what has kept me here. It's kept me on the dean's list. Um, so this culture, the collegiate culture, is really important to me personally because it is the intersection of so many different cultures. I mean, within this one culture, we have members of all different racial and ethnicity, racial and ethnic groups. Um, and we also have a lot of different religions, just a lot of different identities that people can identify with, united under this one culture. Um, and another reason why this culture is so important to me is because ideally it's based on intellectual contributions. So there's not, its emphasis is not on the exterior of a person, but what's on the inside. Um, so I would say that this culture is both persistent and convergent. I would say that it's a convergent culture because it is the expectation of the dominant society. So the expectation is that you should go to college and it's hard to obtain higher paying jobs if you don't. So in that way, I would say that it's converging with the dominant culture in the society. But I would also say that it's a persistent culture because historically and even now, um, college students have been very progressive and very vital in a lot of different social and political movements. Like, for instance, if you look at the anti apartheid movement in South Africa, that was largely spearheaded by college students internationally, so, uniting and showing solidarity with their fellow college students internationally. Also, if you look at the civil rights movement here in the United States, you can see that also was very largely influenced by the college community. Even if you look at the Women's March, it just happened. There was a huge presence of the college community there. So in that way, it kind of is going against the grain of the dominant culture and that it is promoting progress in every area that it can be. So, one interesting fact about this culture that I actually had to Google to find out was that I shouldn't say the first, Harvard University identifies themselves as the first university, and it was founded in 1636. And then James Meredith was actually the first black student to integrate a predominantly white institution in 1962. So, we're looking at roughly 300 years after the first founded university. But the university that he integrated nonetheless was the University of Mississippi. So that is my fun fact, and I hope you guys enjoyed learning.